Welcome back to the vlog, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boy. You know what time it is. It is vlog time, right? So I'm walking to the gym just to get that, steps in for today, right? Because it's like literally like right around the corner. But that's besides the point. Today, we're just gonna jump right into it. Topic of today, I should say, I'm sorry, is going to be about W-2 jobs versus entrepreneurships and the risks, right? Because I think a lot of people misunderstand this, right? First, we'll go into the W-2 jobs, right? W-2 jobs, 9 to 5, regular jobs, whatever it is that you want to call it. The risks, right? Like I said, this is just the risk comparing the two risks. So the risk of a W-2 job is that, number one, you have no control, right? You have somebody sets your pay, somebody sets your hours, and you have to abide by those hours, and you have to schedule your life around those hours, right? With the pay situation, right? They give you pay for coming to working those hours, right? But you can't make more money unless you get a raise, which is once a year, right? Or however policy states of raises, right? So your financial situation of making money is capped, right? Another one is that how can I put this? You never know what's going to happen to that company, right? Business, whatever the case may be, right? For example, you could go into work one day and those doors could be locked, right? That business could just be out, bankrupt, whatever the case may be. And perfect example, look at Kmart's, look at Toys R Us back in the day. Look at all Sears. Look at all these locations. Some of these places, big name places, it doesn't even have to be big name, but I'm using just big name locations, or businesses, I should say, for example, for this video, right? Some of these big businesses, corporations, might be still around today, but they might have had thousands of stores. Now they're down to, let's say, hundreds of stores, right? And like I said, you walked in one day and it was like, oh, boop, bam, or they hit you with, oh, this store is going to or this location is supposed to be closing down in a month or two, and everything else like that. And then another one is that can really, really tremendously hurt you. You could do everything by the book, right? Everything by the book, and one day you could walk into work and say, hey, listen, we have to let you go because of, we're not, corporate's not giving us enough hours, or we just we have too many manpower, or whatever, we have to shorten our staff, this, that, and the other thing, right? You don't have to be let go because you did something wrong, right? So therefore, you get let go, and then now what do? You're stuck looking for a new job, right? Those are just some examples of risks of a W-2 job, right? So yes, is it stable? Yes. Is it a guaranteed paycheck? Yes. But it comes with a whole lot of risks. Now let's go to the entrepreneur side of risk taking, right? With starting a business, right? The risk is that you just have to make as much money as possible to fulfill, your financial obligations. Your rent, your gas, clothes, food, etc. Right? And so you have to sell enough product or whatever your business is, right? We'll just go with, selling product, right? You have to sell enough product to stabilize your, financial stuff, right? Because, let's just say, you don't, sell enough product for the month or whatever the case may be to, support your rent, food, clothes, etc., then that's like the only biggest risk, because there are positives. I mean, this is just about risk, but with entrepreneurship comes you set your own hours, right? You set your own prices, right? You don't have to report to anybody, right? You don't have to worry about yourself getting quote-unquote fired or let go for any reason whatsoever. So the biggest risk is exactly what I said, is to find a way to make enough money to support your everyday spending habits like rent, food, etc. Hey, that's it. That's the biggest risk you have to take, is find a way to make as much money as possible. So you tell me, right? What are these two things, W-2 jobs and entrepreneurship, which is the biggest risk you're taking, right? And people say, well, entrepreneurship is because, you need to eat, you need to have a roof over your head, you need clothes on your back, etc. And that a W-2 job is the safer route because it's a steady paycheck. But once again, how I just explained, is the only risk you have to take is making as much money as possible to support yourself, right? I mean, common sense, right? Because everything else leads to positive stuff, what I just mentioned before, right? So when people make these excuses off, now, like I said, this is my opinion, the W-2 route is the safest route, I believe that's just an excuse, because we are brainwashed as a society to say that is the safest route. It doesn't have to actually be the most safest route if you actually break this down step by step of the risks, right? So that's my rant rave today. I hope, somebody somewhere that watches this video, clicked in their mind or whatever the case may be. So we're going to go to the gym. Like I said, we're almost there. It is back and bicep day with a little more cardio. And I'll see you on the next video. Till then, live your life, make your mark, dream and dream big. And we'll see you on the flip side.